What kind of mistakes are retirees making today? It's a big deal because of the fact that it's a brand new system when we turn 65, and there's about 10% of the population that are making this mistake we're going to talk about. This is in the Wall Street Journal, August 15th. Mistake number 3. And it's coming right at us from the Wall Street Journal. You know, it's always good to be able to share these things along the way as I see them come across. That's part of what I find is all the changingness that goes on in our retirement. And I want to be able to share these things because it's impactful for people's retirees. So let's get right back into what the Wall Street Journal is saying here. The 5 biggest mistakes on August 15th. And we're going to buzz on down to mistake number 3. And this, again, as it said, is going to impact 10% of the retirees. And so I'm talking to retirees that you might be out in the rural areas and you may figure, hey, I just need something, I need my Medicare A and B and that's about it. So this is called choosing traditional Medicare without a Medigap plan, okay? And that's the big thing there. You can see there. Medigap, that's the supplemental insurance sold by private companies, helps traditional Medicare beneficiaries pay for their cost sharings in Part A and B, all right? Those type of plans have been around for 40, almost 50 years, all right? Yeah, it says, check this out. It says, yet almost 10% of people who choose Medicare don't have any supplemental coverage, which you can get by purchasing a Medigap policy through Medicaid or through an employer. So, 10% of the people don't have this. This is where people are going to run out of money if obviously they take a right-hand turn and have an issue where they need some kind of little hospitalization, some kind of outpatient treatment. That's where it's going to be caught, and that's where it's really going to be caught, right? Obviously, it says this could leave you exposed to high costs. If you can't afford Medigap premiums, then pick for a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, again, in the rural areas, Medicare Advantage plans are generally not available, all right? So Medicare supplement plans are what we look for, allowing us to go to any doctor, any network that's taking Medicare, which is essentially most of the country, okay? So there's it can be a little confusing. There's, 10 types of plans. I make it easy for people when I'm talking about they're going through what we call the alphabet soup, all right, of all the different plans. And I think it's very, very important to work with someone to explain through that. It says if you're confused, you're not alone. Even with a PhD, I have to look up all this all the time. So the author of this is confused as well. And I can tell you that many people that have come into my office talking about these things, they said, oh, I've studied the Medicare book and I didn't see what you're talking about here until now. I didn't see that before. So it's very important to understand that working with a specialist is very critical. So, basically make sure that you got something to plug the Medicare holes that are sitting there. And, like I said before, if you're in the rural areas, really the Medicare supplement is what you need. Now, I want to say this too. I'm super excited. I can't disclose the details right now, but if you're in the rural areas as well, there is a Medicare Advantage plan that I'm very excited about that may come into play, may be an option for you if you currently haven't been doing anything Medicare related. All right. So stick with me. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channels here over on Facebook and YouTube. I will be doing sales presentations. You can see here that I've got educational programs coming up here in the first 2 weeks of October. The first 2 weeks, we're doing educational streams. Due to Medicare rules, we cannot expose too much, but the last 2 weeks of October, I'll be disclosing good stuff on some of these plans for that. So like and subscribe. Go ahead and share as well with your friends because, this is solid stuff. This is the window. The window's open. So it's going to be open from October 15th through December 7th. And we got to get a hold of how to plug those holes. Again, it can really drain your savings. And so I'm here to help you put some more security and control into retirement plans by limiting those healthcare expenses. And so with that, look forward to seeing you on the channel here in October sometime.